Howdy everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Faab Five campaign here on the Random Rhapsody Network. I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM, and joining me around the virtual table today are Alyssa, Joe, Jeremy, Koines, and Kyle. Say hi everybody.
Oh.
Okay. Now, before we begin, I'm just going to remind everybody that now that we are an affiliate status here on Twitch, y'all can use points in chat, accumulating them by watching, and you can use those points to influence our game. You can give people advantage or disadvantage, heal them, give somebody an extra turn, and it doesn't have to just be our cast. It can be NPCs, enemies, whatever you want. So stay tuned, keep watching, and rack up those points, and then, affect our game. Have fun with it. Okay. So join us now as we dive into the world of Loroupa and continue on with the adventures of the Faab Five. Okay, we are back. So when we last left off, the Faab Five had traveled to the town of Bradfordshire, seeking a remedy to heal the wounded Liam and the cursed Apollyon. When they arrived, however, the team found a village under siege from powerful wraiths, who also seemed to have the ability to force the souls of the slain to rise up as poltergeists. The group hurried to the temple of the Five there in Bradfordshire, where they discovered a group of refugees who had managed to survive by hiding on sacred ground. Inside the temple, chaos seemed to take hold of the party. Veil inquired after dead bodies. The cursed Apollyon seemed bound and determined to put on a good show for the refugees, and Liam confessed his role in the attack on Bradfordshire. This revelation understandably caused the two monks of the Blue Heron to seize the wounded Liam and pummel him, searching for answers. While Liam questioned while he was still alive, after this admission, Blood from a Stone discovered that it had been a tabaxi from the Federation who had actually rescued many of the survivors hiding here in the temple. He informed Blood that he was a member of the Syndicate and had been traveling to the kingdom of Hyrulean when his mate had been caught up in the attack. While the monks and soldiers protected the civilians, the two tabaxi searched for survivors and supplies each day, going off on their own into the town. Through all this insanity, people fighting amongst themselves, people fighting each other, Vaukan managed to restore order for a few moments. But it wasn't long before he too was left in a state of shock. Grood, the Goliath master monk who had recruited young Liam as an assassin, was also from the same clan as Vaukan. Both men believed they were the last of their tribe, and yet both seemed to travel very different paths in life. One a good-natured father figure, while the other a soul bent on revenge. With this fresh revelation, Vaukan seemed almost desperate to locate the Scrood, though getting the survivors of the village to safety beforehand still seemed to be his priority. He lamented not having a tree to be able to transport everyone to safety, but that's when Eloise chimed in, revealing that her staff could indeed become a tree. Father and daughter locked eyes in that moment as the realization by what that meant hit the both of them. And so, Faab Five, and more specifically you, Eloise, I suppose, a pair of cobalt eyes, owned by the man who had raised you, taught you, and guided you, stares into yours. You can see a deep sadness in those eyes, Eloise, a sadness you've only glimpsed occasionally, but have never had the courage to ask about before. But there is something else as well. Hope. Now, as you are seeing this, a question comes to each of your minds. And that question is, what is your relationship with magic? Are you scared of it? Wish to know more about it? Or completely indifferent to it? And I think I'm going to go around the circle, starting with Liam. So Liam, what do you think about magic?
Never really seen all the flash and flare for anything to be my style. As far as I've learned in my experience, the quickest to the draw is the last one to stand.
Okay, that's fair. Veil, I know you're kind of in and out today. Are you with us right now?
Yes, I am.
Perfect.
Magic completely consumes me. I spend almost every moment thinking about it. I have a thirst for knowledge of it and can never get enough. And I don't feel I ever will be. I don't feel that thirst will ever be quenched. The more, the better.
Guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Eloise, what's your relationship with magic?
Magic is just the flow of energy. It's something that if the stronger my bond to nature is, the stronger or more I'm able to connect to, and I'm able to manipulate, I guess, sort of. Maybe. I don't really know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
I like it. I like it. Blood from Stone. How about you?
Oh, I'm not afraid of magic. I mean, after all, at one point in time, my people were four-legged animals. So magic and time made us into what we are. I'm always willing to learn new things, so I am not going to shy away if I get the chance one day to learn some kind of magic to help myself out.
Okay. Interesting. Apollyon, how about you?
Oh, I'm loving magic. I'm new to it, but
You cut out, buddy.
hear me?
Yes.
Yo, I love magic. I just started out, but I can make rainbow sparks fly through the air and charm my enemies. Oh, Apollyon is certainly up there with the greatest of wizards.
Indeed he is. Indeed he is. Okay. I love it. So, Faab Five. You are still in that lower chapel in the Church of the Five. There are several guards and townspeople all milling about the group right now. Liam, you had gotten sent to the corner, and you were over there with Vaukan and Eloise nearby, and everyone's kind of watching you. And watching the two of them, Vaukan and Eloise. The dwarven priest seems to be approaching you all, and the tabaxi known as Shadows is leaning up against the wall and towards the back of the chapel and staring down the entire group with a very level gaze. But what would you all like to do?
Well, I believe the last one to talk was Eloise offering the new information of her staff's ability.
Yeah, in that moment, the two of you kind of locked eyes and you realized, oh, there's a way we could all get everybody out of here. And
I mean, just in case, it's an emergency, just in case we're backed up into a corner we can't get out of, because, there are still options, and we still have people and villagers that need to be found and helped, and maybe we can leave them out and find a tree outside. That would work really well. And besides that, for the spell to work, you need to know a tree in the place that you're going, and I'm just hugging my staff really close.
so you're doing that, and Vaukan's kind of looking at you confused by this right now. I mean, he's that hippie dad who kind of taught you that materialism and material possessions are kind of meaningless. So clutching the staff the way you are, he's like, what? Father Estru, who is, as I said, the dwarven dwarven priest, God, that was hard to say, is currently walking up to the group. And he's calling out, kind of walks around the skeleton that still is really not sitting well with him, you can see. The old man calls out, "You have a way to get everyone out of here? Is that what I'm hearing?"
It would be for emergency purposes only, because it is a one-way ticket, and we should probably make sure we have everyone, and the staff is so much happier now because it's getting to see more of the world, and it's getting used so much more, and it's getting to cast really cool spells, and it gets to be so helpful, and we have
So, Vaukan is...
Excuse me, Your Eminence. I had a question real quick. Just exactly how long do you think you can stay here without any assistance?
That's a very odd question.
I had an idea. In that we could try and leave her staff here and abandon the town, but the wraiths are going to follow you. They're not going to stop at the edge of the border of town, just like they didn't stop at the edge of the monastery. What if we had a way to end all this? Vaukan, how close to Morag do you think you could get us with that tree stride ability?
Tree stride doesn't really do that sort of thing, but transport via plants is what we're talking about. I just need to know a tree nearby. Now, I have been to Morag. I am familiar with a few trees. Now, I'll have to, make sure those trees are still there. But if they are, I can get us to the gate, or at least relatively close to Morag.
Well then, that's where the key to stopping all this is. Which is why I ask how long you can stay here without assistance. Because we could probably get there in a day, 2, come back. You can hold out for 2 or 3 days. We'll get your weapon and we'll take it and we'll put it back in its place.
So the old man, he's walking towards you now. He steps between the two Dragonborn and over, standing next to what appears to be a very large organ. And he does say, "Well, we have stayed here for many weeks, and we have repelled the wraiths as we could. Does the spell only allows so many people through. Is that why you do not wish us to come with you?
Well, first of all, if we're going to Morag, then we'd want to be coming right back to this spot, because this is the closest we could get to get the giant staff back.
Vaukan chimes in and says, if we use the staff to turn into a tree, we have a place that we can get back here immediately. At which point you could get your staff back, Eloise. Using it doesn't destroy the staff, does it?
No. It can. Well, I think. Pretty sure. It feels like it can turn into a tree and turn back into a staff.
So Anesthetic is cheering us on, by the way, sending us bits. So thank you, Anesthetic. We love seeing you in chat. So Vaukan, he says, yes, Eloise. Essentially, if you use the staff to turn into a tree, we can go through that portal, and we can come back through it again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Liam, you're saying you want to go after this weapon that you gave to Grood. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I need to make amends.
It does seem like
Can't see any better way.
simplest solution to this problem. If the spear or weapon is what was keeping the race away, then maybe bringing it back will do the same thing again.
Nyasi, the Dragonborn monk who's standing here listening to this whole thing, she says, if you know where the glave is, and you know who has it, then yes, we should all go there immediately and retrieve it. Every person who is here should get out of this place. I will stay behind. I will guard this temple. But get these people to safety if you can.
Well,
Keeping the wraith out of
But
the
if we're
temple right now.
Morag's the furthest place from safety if that's where Grood is.
It's also a giant city, Vaukan points out. Have you ever been to the Dwarven capital before? How are you gonna
I've seen
find...
it from a distance.
It's in the middle of a mountain. The entire mountain is hollowed out. Now how are you gonna find Grood in there, boy?
Well, first of all, my name's not Boy. You can call me Liam. Second of all, I have a way of signaling him. I am as far as he knows, still a current apprentice of his. We have a way of contacting each other from a distance.
If that's the case, then I am definitely coming with you. I must find out whether or not he truly is. He truly is a part of my kin.
Right. As I'm talking to him, can I make a perception check to see if he's got the same tattoos on his head?
Oh,
Or
I
is that
told
just
you.
obvious?
I told you that like 4 sessions ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
I don't think I remember that clearly, but all right, thank you.
yeah, what I told you back then is that you did recognize the tattoos on his face. Now Grood has had additional tattoos on his face since then, but you've seen you can pick out the ones that were on Grood that is clearly on Vaukan right now.
Probably the oldest ones if they were both kids when this
Yeah.
happened.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to talk to him, we'll have a nice little sit down. You'll see, He's not who you remember.
After as many years as I've been since our clan had died, I would assume so. But he is still my kin. And if so, I must at least see him. If he truly is who I think he is.
Well, then alright, we've still got a bunch of villagers to save tomorrow. I suggest we all get some sleep. I'm gonna grab my whiskey and sit down. With the skeleton sitting down next to me.
Why tomorrow? We can go right now.
Didn't you listen to anything these guys said? They already told us it's worthless going out at night. They're stronger at night. We hunt at day. We'll have a better chance.
We can literally leave from right here.
Yeah, but
I don't know if you remember, but my ribs are already broken. And that one over there punched me right in the center. I'm not sure if they'll ever heal correctly. I'm no designed to go out right now. I don't know how you still are.
Yeah, what about the other villagers? We should really stay in and at least look for them, give them a chance at getting away, or at least getting here to relative safety before we leave.
Another thing, this tree is gonna be how tall exactly?
Oh, it feels pretty big. It feels like lots of energy. It feels pretty big. I'm gonna have to take a guess. Maybe about 60 feet tall.
So tree inside is not gonna be good for the infrastructure for the building, is what you're saying.
But outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he also just said they are stronger at night. And they said earlier that they are constantly, fighting against the protections that this building has. I think it might be better in the daylight if we try this.
By the way, what exactly are the protections? What is keeping them out?
Yeah, you did ask that earlier, and I didn't get a chance because everybody's talking. Yeah. Father Estrus tells you the enchantments are something that was worked into the boundary around the chapel. The stonework itself was interwoven with protective wards and have constantly being blessed. Over thousands of years, it has just become a place of good energy.
Yeah.
Is this something that needs to be kept up? Is there something that you're having to do to help keep them strong?
Not daily, no. And he kind of looks over again towards the door, which has been closed this entire time. So it's like he's trying to figure out the best way to explain it. And I'm not going to do the voice. I'm just going to explain it a little bit. The grounds themselves was another 120 feet around in every direction before the edge and the stone wall that's around it. That's what's keeping out the poltergeists. So there's a very large amount of ground around. Now it's all rocky soil, but you have tons of space to grow a tree if you wanted, if that's what you're going to do. Now, if you're wanting to go out and search, Shadows does come up and say, "Now, I have been doing my scouting with my wife, as I said. I've gathered most of the people I found in this immediate area. There is the whole town that I have not been able to search yet, but that could take days, not hours. If you know where this thing is to stop these things, wouldn't that save the people a lot sooner than spending a week searching for them?"
We were also going to use...
here. Sure, we'll leave in the morning.
Well, weren't we also going to use the opportunity to try and find the lady's diamond crusher,
Jewelry
the
kit.
mortar and
Yeah,
pestle and jewelry kit, and possibly maybe more diamond to turn into dust.
Now, did you say that out loud, or are you asking that out of character?
Nope, that's in character.
Okay. So I'm just going to tell you guys that I grossly overestimated how long it takes and how difficult it is to grind diamonds. I actually, because I didn't know, so I went and Googled it, and I told you guys in chat this. It's not nearly as hard as I thought it was. A hammer and a bag and some work, because diamonds are brittle. You hit them over and over again, and they just start breaking down. Yes, they are
Well,
very hard.
Case and a rock.
You just can't.
Literally,
scratch
yes. Like, the sad thing is, yes, you absolutely could do that, and it would take hours, but it can very be done without specialized equipment. I told you that, not realizing how easy it was. And so I remember this last week, I told you all in chat that it's basically, she's going to work at it for a day, and she can get diamond dust for you all over the course of the evening. So by morning, it will be done.
The whole 300 gold diamond will all be dust?
Yeah, now there's always a little bit of a... What's the easiest way to put this? A 300 gold diamond is worth a lot more than the dust that it creates. Now, I'm trying not to, like... you could sit here and discuss the whole concept of economy all you want to your blue in the face, but I find that kind of stupid. So I just... Basically, it's not going to be 300 gold worth. It'll probably be like 250 gold worth, but close enough. And you'll have...
As long as it's 200.
Yeah, it will definitely be that, yes.
Okay, as long as we can heal both our party members, there will be more diamonds in the world. Which just means none of y'all better die, because Eloise ain't gonna be able to help you.
Or diamonds, the only thing that can do stuff like that with the magic and stuff.
Not exactly. There are other elements in the world that can be used in replacement of material components. This is a very special and intricate magical substance that's very hard to come by, which is why most people just use the diamonds.
I only asked because we had been to the Druid Grove that Eloise had directed us to, and I pull out 6 green gems that I found on the dragon's workbench. I'm like, I can't make ups or downs of them. I don't know what these things are.
Weren't those emeralds?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were just emeralds.
I just had written down 6 green gems. Are they just emeralds?
Yeah, there's just a shit ton of emeralds all over the green dragon's lair because green dragons love emeralds. That's just something that she had.
Oh, okay. I thought it might be special something I didn't know.
I know what you're thinking of, and that's something that came out of a different stream that I'm not going to name drop, but that I think it's actually part of their IP. So that particular substance doesn't exist in this world, but there is a substance that...
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you know what I'm talking about. There is something like that exists in this world that you're talking about, but it's not the emeralds. Those were just emeralds.
Gotcha. Then retcon that. I never showed anybody anything. They're just emeralds.
They're worth money, and you can... There's actually different components or magical things that use emeralds too. So, just throwing that out there. But now, if you want to spend the next day, if you all just want to go to bed and wait for the diamond dust to be made and go out and search, I'll let you do that for however long you want to do it.
According to them, there's no point in searching if we're trying to save the whole town. So, I guess as soon as the diamond dust is ready and we can cast that stuff, let's do it.
It's up to you. It's entirely up to you. I don't want to...
I would like to chime in and just say that I vote for a long rest just because of our abilities right now are pretty low. So I will do whatever the majority wants, but my vote is to long rest.
Oh yeah, I think it's a given. I think it's based off what we're doing tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we're all thinking a long rest.
You know, just something's actually been itching at me here. You said that these protective wards over thousands of years.
I
Well-
misspoke. That's
well,
probably
or
a lot. It's
Hundreds of years, even 50 years.
I'm trying to remember how long Bradfordshire's been there. I think they actually, yeah. Let me look at something real quick.
Well, regardless, the number's gonna be the same. I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh no,
really.
it's been around for a little over 1,000 years. I was right.
Right. So, you've been putting these enchantments into the boundaries for over 1,000 years. Is that because of the temple or whatever was below the monk with these wraiths? Were these wards specifically meant to protect against them?
There are. Sorry, wrong voice. There are there are many tales of the origin of this town and the origin of the monastery that resides in it. It has always been said that an ancient evil was laid to rest in the mountain, in the mesa, and the monastery was built to protect against this thing. Nyasi, you would know more. And Nyasi does chime in that yes, the monastery was built specifically over the tomb of an elf that had no name, that was said to have traveled right at the very beginning when all of the races of Loroupa returned to the surface. It's said that this elf that was buried, that no one knows the name of, was a bitter, jealous thing, and had been smote down by their lover in a massive climactic battle. When that was laid to rest, a monument was built, which eventually became a crypt, and a monastery was built over it. And then a town grew up around it over the last 1,200 years since people came back to the surface. The Age of Returning is what it's called, is what it's referred to. Now sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, go ahead and finish. I didn't know if I was just going to...
Yeah, so the Order of the Blue Heron was established and grew up there protecting this crypt and raising warriors to defend it. And Yasi picks up her weapon. She uses, I believe, a spear. Yeah, she holds up a spear that she wields. And she says, "It has been our mission for a bygone age to protect the crypt down there. To train warriors to defend it at all costs." And then she looks at you and she points that spear directly at your face, Liam. "And in the span of 2 weeks, this fool unleashed the whores underneath."
Whores?
And she kind of spits.
Oh no, not the horse.
There were extra R's in there.
I know. It's the accent he put on, it sounded like horse. We're children. Keep going. I apologize.
Love you all.
Don't
fuck
kill
you.
blood.
And the walls come tumbling down and smash Blood from a stone, turning him into nothing but a red smear.
More Blood from a stone will just never be able to hire any sex workers ever because he just...
No, he literally became blood coating a stone. How apropos. Yeah, I'm kidding. But anyway, Nyasi who's pointing the spear at you, like it's in maybe half an inch from your face. And she looks at you, Liam, and she says, "You set this. You are at fault here. And you must recover this glaive. Jortha will go with you to see that this is done. And if it does not, and if you do not return, I will hunt you down for the rest of my life. But you are all right that more people still exist in this town. And so I will remain and search them out myself."
No disrespect here, but in the last 1,000 years, have you tried to eradicate whatever potential evil was below the monastery that has been unleashed? Has there been ever like a force of fighters that down there to try and erase it for good?
And she just gives you this look of... That's the best way. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. She gives you a look of bitch, please.
Hey, I'm willing here to help. I just asked, has that been attempted? It's a simple question. I'm not insulting. It seems like it's a very powerful force, obviously.
I cannot say for certain if ever attempts have been made that have unleashed this or tried to destroy it. I'm not the Lord Master of our order. I am a student.
Just a question. I was curious. Apparently, we are going to have to go down there, aren't we? Replace these items.
The woman kind of shakes her. And the woman shakes her head, and like she's kind of frustrated a little bit. And she says, "No one knows. No one even knew if what was down there was real. But it was sacred. It was something meant to be left alone. Only a fool goes up to something after being told that it is a horrible, cursed item and goes and grabs it. Why poke a sleeping bear?" And she spits again.
Yeah, I think we can all, agree that what he did was wrong. It was a mistake. Also, the glaive that was meant to protect and keep whatever was there at bay. Was this glaive? You said the story about the elf that was defeated. Is this glaive attached in some way to that individual? What's the significance of it?
The glaive sealed the spirit of whatever it is down there in the tomb. At least that's what our stories have said. The glaive itself kept it in its tomb, kept it at rest.
Alright. I was just a little confused on the particulars and how one thing led to the other, but I understand now. I will do my best to try and help him get it back.
She visibly irritated, visibly upset. You can all tell she's kind of cast out into the sea without a rudder. She's not quite sure what to do here, because on the one hand, pandemonium has broken out all around her, and here the person who stole it is saying, "Hey, I know where it is." It's difficult, you can tell. And as she kind of walks away, you see the half-elf Jortha walk over towards her, putting a hand on her shoulder, and begins kind of whispering to each other.
something we should we all kind of maybe take the night and the rest of the night and hopefully calm down and get some rest and maybe finish deciding who's coming and who's staying in the morning when everyone's a little more level-headed?
Well, I can assume our group is going. I can't imagine anybody want to stay behind.
Father Trey, Estrud, I cannot talk today. Like, I'm just having the worst time of it. Father Atreyu says, "You all can stay here, down here tonight, in the chapel. Unfortunately, the monks, not the monks, the priest quarters are full of refugees. But I'm sure you'll be comfortable down here. If you seek to save our town, I will give you whatever support I can. Just ask and it shall be yours."
Vale chimes in right there and he says, I may need something. And
God damn it.
you're gonna have to trust me on this one. It's for the best interest of our group right now. And he reaches into his breast pocket and pulls out the portable hole.
Oh.
And he says, "Without saying much, everyone be at your guard and get ready just in case." And with that, he starts unfolding it carefully. And right before it's completely unfolded, he looks left and right, makes sure everyone's watching, and he unfolds the portable hold, puts it on the floor, and steps back.
Okay. And the moment he does that, sure enough, 4 pink poltergeists come rising up out of the hole.
Why?
Roll for initiative.
God damn it.
He did warn us.
Why couldn't you have just left them in there till morning?
Because they could have gotten their way out while we were sleeping and not ready.
I guess. Initiative. Make sure you click your character.
I rolled 20 instead. Down again.
I can.
Holy shit! I rolled 20 for initiative, which means 19.
Yeah. I'll start in here, Kyle.
Is that 10? Is that,
Hopefully I'll be in by the time the fight.
how big is the portable hole?
Initiative.
How big is the portable hole, Vale?
And then 3x3.
I want to say it's 5 by 5. Or 10. Maybe it's 10 by 10. The description. Hold on, let me find it right now. I'm kind of all over the place in my truck.
That's your second. Oh, well, no. Eloise credit, so it's the second initiative.
We'll just call it that. It's fine.
I can run.
All right, so it's 6 feet in diameter, so just about the size of the cube. Yeah, 6 feet across.
This is fast.
Yep.
This is Eloise.
Ethan, be ready. I was ready.
Bill rolled a 13. I'm going to, for sake of the night, not roll for Jareth. I'm going to have him continue to watch out. Make sure nothing's coming from the outside in.
That's fair.
6 feet.
He's currently perched on the. Yeah. So he's currently perched on the roof outside, overlooking the entrance.
how many fucking tokens are in this area.
Apparently a lot.
Like, ridiculously a lot. I'm not even going to put the guards in here. There's no point.
You just get his name from a Tabaxi name generator. You steal my horse's name. Like this fuck.
I mean, while I am always happy to fuck with Joe, it was just a random name generator.
No, that's a good one. I've saved that one.
Okay.
Just trying to upstage me.
Yeah, so, getting right into this because, yeah, here we go. Shadows, the Tabaxi rogue that's been just hanging out this entire time. He's up first with a freaking 30.
Does he get a plus 10?
Because he's just better than me.
Both 5. He's got a 20. Stacks.
Okay, so this is what he's going to do. Shadows comes running around this little, what are these? These are boundaries that have been made up of wooden pews. And he comes running around them, ducks down, puts his crossbow directly on them. And for his bonus action, he is using his steady aim ability, which is going to give him advantage on his next attack. He's attacking the poltergeist right there, and he's just, as he's running over there, he's yelling, "Where the hell did these things come from?" Wrong voice, but I don't care. Huh. That should not have been rolled like that. Hit it when it does that, but anyway, he rolled a 21, which definitely does hit this thing, doing a total of 28 points of damage, which is a lot. Smashing into this poltergeist, it hits it with just this thunderous explosion and rocks the thing to its core. And the thing looks massive. But it is still up. So Blood, you're up next.
First he's gonna disengage and get away from them. I guess he shot this one.
Yep.
And so yeah, Blood will take a shot at that one. We won't do sharpshooter for the first one. We'll just take a regular shot at him.
Yeah, 24 is gonna hit.
I've got a nice skelly ally nearby. 12, 13, 28.
You both did 28 damage.
Both did 28 damage. That's, they both just kind of look at each other in that moment, like... yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And that thing is gone.
Well, I shot the one above it, so...
Oh, you did the one above it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you did the one that hit.
No, yeah, he shot this. I said, so I'll shoot this one over here. So
okay. My mistake.
I figured 28 on both, still gotta do quite a bit of damage. It can't be super healthy, hopefully.
They are definitely not healthy at all. They are both looking pretty damn fucked up from that.
That's Blood, though.
Okay, that's it for you. It's turn. Next up, we have the poltergeist that is right here, the one that Shadows just shot. Its turn is up. It's looking at the one who had just released it from its hole. Yuve. I need you to make a athletics check for me.
Oh, I thought he was going to say thank you.
Unfortunately, no. It is grasping you with its telekinetic thrust.
You know what? Kids have no respect these days. Athletics.
Insight to see what this kinetic thrust means to him.
You said an athletics check?
Yeah,
can
what I
only
need.
roll.
What I need. Sorry, it's not an athletics check. It's strictly a strength check. I need you to make a strength check versus his charisma check. He rolled an 18, so let's see how you do.
You have to critter a 19.
Oh, that is a 19.
Wow, that is absolutely impressive. You feel this telekinetic hold reach up around you, grabbing you. Your arms get clenched to your sides. You feel it about to thrust, and you just hook your leg on some piece of debris, managing to wedge it in there, and you feel that tug, but it doesn't grasp onto you. You just out of pure dumb luck managed to survive that. Good job.
I would call that intelligent luck, not dumb luck.
I'll give you that. Okay. This isn't going to be too difficult a battle because it's 4 poltergeists versus a huge group. But we're going to have fun with it anyway. Nyasi, her turn is up, and let's do some crazy shit. Jumps over the table, comes around, up towards the poltergeist, stabbing out at him with her spear. She probably has one for you. Yeah, right there. God, why do these all get set to auto? I gotta fiddle with my settings. Anyway, definitely does hit for 10 points of damage, which is enough to take that guy out right there. Using the second attack she has. That's a 22, which does hit as well. 10 points of damage to the one right next to it, going right between the skeleton, just to be able to hit that. 10 points of damage.
Tell me she's attacking with her tail.
Two-handed. Unless she's using a hand in her tail.
Tail would count as an unarmed strike if she wanted to.
Unfortunately, she does not. Well, so you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just go into a flurry of blows. That way, I can do that with her tail. So, flurry of blows for 1 key point. As her bonus action. She twists around, kicking out with her foot. The 17 will hit. As she kicks and hits this, she just twists, and her tail comes flinging around, corkscrewing to slap into the with the poltergeist right there. Oh, and I forgot to add the death strike. That's okay. 14 does just hit for another 7 points of damage. Okay. That is it for her turn. God, I'm just yeah, Vaukan's not gonna get in on this. Is he? Yeah, Vaukan will just go ahead and produce flame. Which is enough to take out that poltergeist there. Like I said, this is going to take too long. Eloise, you're up next.
Well, what I was gonna do is now kind of pointless. gonna do it?
I'm going to throw an ice knife at this one.
Okay.
Or try to, at least.
Definitely try.
25.
That's gonna hit.
Alright, so it does 5 piercing damage to that one, and then 3 cold damage to both it and everything beside it.
Including that guy there, so he needs to make a dexterity saving throw too. Poltergeist next to them failed. Yeah, that guy succeeded.
Woo.
Shouldn't have had advantage, but still succeeded. So he's fine. The other one took 3 points of cold damage. Okay. Doing anything else for your turn, Eloise?
I don't really have anything bonus action-y, so... No.
Okay.
Am I standing behind pews right now?
You are. Those are pews that have been stacked up to form like a barricade.
I'm gonna crouch a little bit so I get some more cover from it, but I am like eyes glued on Niasi. I'm just like...
Oh yeah, that was absolutely incredible seeing her attack with her tail. Definitely. So Liam, you're up next. Think you can finish this thing out?
Probably. So, the last thing I said I was doing was sitting down and taking a drink. So, I'm gonna look at the bottle and say, I'll be back in a moment, beautiful. I'll just set it down and then using 5 feet of movement to get up, jump over here, jump down there, and
make me an acrobatics check while you're jumping over the pews and everything.
Sure. Just got control back. Acrobatics check. That's a 28. Does that pass?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that probably passes to be able to jump over pews and over some rubble and probably even do a backflip over Veil to get on the other side of them.
Parkour!
Show off.
Yeah, as long as you say parkour, it is parkour. So,
but you have to scrape parkour.
Right.
You're welcome.
First slash was a 22. That should hit.
Yep.
Second's even better, so let's take a couple damage rolls here. 22 points of slashing damage.
22 points of slashing damage. 1-2 strikes with that what was that? An adamantium longsword, I believe it was.
Yeah,
or something.
It's the +2 longsword.
Oh, that's a +2 longsword. That's right. That was a new one that you got. So yeah, you slash out once, twice with the longsword Tsuyahime, doing massive damage to this thing. It barely looks like it's hanging on.
Alright. Then I will step back, step forward again, and do a flying headbutt.
While you're doing that, say hi to, I'm gonna completely butcher this.
I'm not taking that one. I'm using my inspiration to reroll that.
Do it. And say hi to Kaisley39, who just popped in and said hi. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Kaisley. Oh, minimum damage. 6 more bludgeoning.
Yeah, but you know what? It had 5 left. So, Liam, just go ahead and describe how this looks.
After I carve an X into this thing, I take a step back, leap off the wall, and just like full on Goku as a kid, just like without even looking, just headbutt straight into this thing.
I love it. and your headbutt goes completely through the poltergeist, annihilating it completely. And as you watch as the last of the mist just seems to disappear. All 4 of the poltergeists are now defeated, dissolved, and no longer there. And everyone's kind of looking around down at this portable hole that Veil has opened up. And
I say, thank you for that. I appreciate the offer to help us if we needed it, and I took you up on it, and it went well. Thank you. And I fold up the portable hole and place it back in my pocket.
Before you can
go ahead.
Fold it up, as you go down to grab it, Jortha, who is next in initiative, kind of jumps over, runs around, grabs you up by your cloak, and pulls you around to face her. Her hand just holding your clothes. So this is gonna be a grapple check real quick. So go ahead and make a athletics check, please.
All right.
Wow, she only rolled a 6, so.
That is a 10.
Okay, so she comes running up, grabbing at you, trying to grab at your clothes and yank you, and you just smack her hand away the moment she reaches out to touch you.
I like to think that I did that with the mage hand. I smacked her hand away with my mage hand.
Sure, I'll allow it. You smack the hand away with your mage hand, and she just stops, suddenly looking at you in surprise, but then she recovers quickly, and she says, "What the heck are you doing? You had poltergeist in that thing? Why would you bring those things in here?"
And I say, first off, you could have asked without the force. I don't appreciate being touched, especially by the likes of you. Second, I wasn't sure if they were in there or not. That's why I wanted to make sure we took care of it if they were. That, while everyone was awake, instead of these things attacking us in our sleep. Don't you think that would have been a better idea? And third, my business is mine, and they got in here.
You should have stopped at 2.
What was that?
You should have stopped at 2. You were doing good. Listen, he's weird. He's very, very weird. He's got no tact at all, and he really doesn't understand how to treat people. But what he did actually wasn't a bad thing. If we hadn't figured that out, they could have attacked in the middle of the night, and that would have been much worse.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Make it really good.
That is 24?
Yeah. She looks angry. And she's like, Veil, you can tell she looks like she wants to hit you. When you said, especially from you, you can.
Yeah.
Because this is a half-elf, and while a lot of our viewers don't know a whole lot about the lore, if they're just now tuning in, elves themselves in the world of Loroupa are very shut off and reclusive. They tend to not journey outside their lands. Veil is a drow. His people stayed underground after the calamity when most of the races came up to the surface. They chose to remain and live apart, and they grew into the drow we now know. So there's a lot of animosity right now in the eyes between Necthros Veil and the half-elf Jortha. But the silver dragonborn walks up behind and places a hand on her shoulder. You can see the half-elf turn and look at the senior monk. Their lips seem to move a little bit. The dragonborn shakes her head. The half-elf turns and begins walking away. And the Dragonborn looks over to you, Veil. And she says, "Let this be the last surprise tonight."
Veil,
That's when I'm gonna come running over and around to the Dragonborn.
Okay.
And I'm if I don't trip before I make it, I'm gonna say that was so cool the way that you just like, and then your tail did the thing and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. How did you do that?
So, picture a Dragonborn that was mean-mugging Veil suddenly get basically assaulted by another Dragonborn yelling about her tail. Tails are very rare.
Boy.
Yeah, tails are very rare for Dragonborn. And Eloise has one, and this Silver Dragonborn has one as well. And she kind of looks startled. She says, "What do you mean? My tail is one with me. It is part of my body. Of course it does what it wants to. What I want it to."
Your tail doesn't try to kill you?
"Why would my tail try to kill me?" And she lifts it up and kind of slaps the ground a little bit. "Are you saying your tail tries to kill you? What do you mean? I have never seen another Dragonborn with a tail before. But we are not."
I've only
Go
seen
ahead.
one before, because in my clan they shunned me and then I fell off the mountain.
She kind of chuckles a little bit and says, "Sounds like good training." And she kind of chuckles and laughs a little bit to herself.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for my affair, I would have died.
She looks, the Dragonborn looks between Vaukan, who you point out is your dad, and back to you, and she says, "My tail is my inheritance from my father, or more directly, I should say, from my great-grandmother. My tail is a part of mine, and I have used my entire life learning to control it, as I control every other muscle in my body." And she just jumps and does a gigantic flip and then lands on her feet right in front of you. And as she did this, her tail kind of curled around her, allowing for a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little more agility.
Inertia?
Yeah, a little more inertia, I should say.
I mean, Blood tried to teach me how to use my tail, but his is a little more flexible.
Mine's a little soft and smaller too.
Yasi kind of chuckles at that. A tabaxi cannot teach a Dragonborn how to use a tail. It must come naturally, young one. You must use it every day, practice with it, work it. It is a muscle like any other. And she kind of punches a couple times in the air and moves back her hand back to kind of show her muscles a little bit. Apollyon, you see this. You see Nyasi doing this multiple times, kind of showing off her skill, and that irks you a little bit. Because not long ago, you were trying to show off your muscles too, and everyone just had a huge fit about it. We can't hear you, buddy.
Not even impressive. have you guys seen this? And he'll like do a couple bodybuilder poses. He really flex all that squirming flesh and eyeballs in there.
Oh yeah. Every time he flexes, like the entire body, like have you ever seen those old style cartoons like Popeye? Whenever he makes a muscle, it does some weird shape. That's kind of what this is, but it's just curling and bubbling and moving around. Everyone go ahead and give me...
the prowess is about.
And as you're all watching this, I need everybody to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
God damn it, I knew you were going to fucking say that. Here goes the fail. $20, he holds it back.
3.
Blood, can you roll one for me? Mine's slow.
Sure can.
Vaukan passed with an 18.
22 for Veil.
4 for Liam. Sorry. It was on 12 and then it rolled the 2.
It's fine.
So, Liam, seeing Apollyon making those muscles and the way the skin starts to churn and move and ripple, it's nauseating to you. And your eyes start to cross as you see it, and you just feel your stomach start to churn, and you can't help it. You just lose your lunch all over the pew barrier in front of you. Just
The good berries.
That was my good whiskey I gave him.
oh yeah, you lost all of that whiskey that you'd been drinking. Like, you know when you drank a lot and then you immediately throw it up and it's that bile mixed with alcohol taste? It's horrible. That's all in your mouth now. And the entire chapel just begins to reek immediately with that smell.
Veil,
Can you do something
your
about
thing,
the
yes.
smell?
I kind of sigh and... Is it like everywhere, or is it contained in a certain area?
No,
Well, the vomit is. The vomit was right all over the pews in front of Liam, who's standing behind him, but the smell is everywhere.
All right, so I'll say, listen, don't make this a habit of me cleaning up after you guys, and I'll start to work on prestidigitation the pew that's affected by the vomit, and hopefully the smell will go away eventually.
It takes you a little bit. You had just finished folding up your portable hole once again, and like I said, it does take a few minutes. But after a little bit of time spent doing that, you can clean it all up. Probably have to prestidigitate a little better smells as well, but
yeah, cleaning and fragrancing the air with a nice smell of corpses, I think.
oh god, yeah, and the smell just gets worse. Y'all are probably used to it, but everybody else isn't, and just that rotten decay smell.
I'm gonna secretly use prestidigitation also to make the smell of like smelly locker room smell.
Okay, so the entire chapel fills with sweaty BO mixed with rotting corpses. I can't even imagine what this smells like, because the entire concept is just like an affront to my mind, but I can only imagine it was the worst possible smell you've ever smelt in your life. Like fermented cheese,
You know what it
that
feels
or
like
something.
to throw up in front of everybody and that still not be the most embarrassing thing that just happened?
Or the attempt of cleaning up the vomit smell, but making it 10 times worse.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, and everybody's just kind of recoiling, and a lot of the humans are just stepping away and coughing and gagging, and none of them look happy. You see,
couldn't you have made it smell like good berries?
Shadow's pieces out. Shadow's, you just see he's holding his nose, and he's just like, I think I just had enough of this. I'm gonna go find my wife, and he just walks off.
We always have to be
Veil
a disaster.
Veil says, if you want to smell like how you want it, you should be the one cleaning, or be more specific when you ask me to clean.
I don't think that was you, partner.
The old priest is holding his nose and kind of gagging as well at this point, and the two monks of the Blue Heron go over to him and begin helping him up towards the stairs. And as they look back, the Dragonborn turns and says, "The fate of this town is left with fools." And she just shakes her head and helps the old man up the stairs.
Might be fools, but at least we're effective fools sometimes.
I have to imagine Apollyon in this form or any other just loves that smell.
I mean, Apollyon definitely loved the smell of the locker room. Unfortunately, Apollyon just froze.
Please get a long rest. Jesus Christ, so many things happened this night.
Yeah,
I just want to smell that sweet, sweet sweat cascading down those toned pecs.
Most of the townspeople are head upstairs. And by this point, leaving you all alone. Eventually, one of the monks does come down, probably Niasi again, to check in with you all. And tells you that if you're going to be down here, you all might as well keep watch for the night. But is there anything else?
Dibs on last watch.
My question is, does anybody want to do anything else beforehand? You can continue to talk to the monks if you want, Eloise. If you still have any more questions, because she did have a few other things she wanted to say to you, but then got really, really distracted.
Yeah, I'll take first watch and I'll ask her to join me.
Okay, that's fine. Who's taking second watch?
I guess Blood can do it if nobody's gonna.
Veil will do first and second. His normal first and second watch.
Third.
I'll take the last watch.
No, Liam's got that. As long as someone else is up.
Yeah, I mean, we could space it out. There could be multiple people on watch.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, so
You guys can do it together.
okay, so Eloise wants to go speak with the other monks. So her and Veil are going to be taking first watch. And then Veil's going to be taking second watch. Is anybody going to take it with him, or is he going to take it by himself? Because then it sounds like Blood's going to take the third, and Liam and Apollyon are going to take the fourth. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So, Veil and Eloise, while the rest of your friends are trying to find whatever beds they can for the evening, as I said, the chapel room of this temple right here, pretty dirty, pretty dusty, a lot of damage, a lot of pews all over the place, but you can find little quiet corners to make your beds. I'm going to actually move off here real quick. So Eloise, while Veil is kind of setting himself up, looking for a place to set up watch, Vaukan gives you a concerned look, but gives you a hug and says, "I'm sure we'll talk talk more tomorrow, Dragonfly. And he goes and finds himself a little corner to sit down, meditate for a little bit, and head off to bed. What are you wanting? You do go up and ask Nyasi if she wants to join you, and she does agree to come down and speak to you some more if you have any questions you want to ask her.
You came from... Did your clan think that you were evil too? Are we evil because we have tails? Does it mean that we're corrupted?
I did not come from a clan. I was born to a mother and father in Ranivika, if you must know. My father was the son of a half-dragon, who was the son of a dragon. My great-grandmother was the dragon Odzazodrin, the shimmering queen of Torcrust Mountains. So I suppose my father could be described as one quarter dragon, if you wish. And his mother, or his wife, my mother, was a dragonborn. This is where I inherited my tail from. Is that not the case from you?
Both of my parents are dragonborn, and as far as I know, it's just been dragonborn for as long as anyone in my clan can remember.
Her tail kind of shuffles around the floor a little bit. Go ahead and make what's the word I'm looking for? Insight check.
At 20 for 24.
She seems reticent to speak more about it, almost as if it's almost as if she's hesitating because she doesn't want to hurt your feelings.
You're not gonna hurt my feelings no matter what you say, unless you tell me that I'm really evil, and then I'm just gonna be worried. I'm not gonna be like offended or anything. I'm just gonna be real scared. But I just...
My father, he had dragon wings. I did not. I was just born with a tail.
Dragonborns with wings? That's possible?
Again, my father, he was more draconic than your average dragon. The blood that flows in my family is one from the Shimmering Queen, my great-grandmother. That is why I have a tail, or so my father always told me. It is just part of our draconic blood, a draconic lineage. If you have a tail, perhaps you too have more draconic blood in your veins than you expect.
How would I know?
She kind of gives a small wry smile, and she says, I suppose that is a question for your family, for your mother and father.
They would answer any questions. They think I'm evil. They didn't even come looking for me after I fell off the mountain.
What is your name? I'm sorry.
Eloise Brightcrystal.
She looks at you, like her nose almost comes tip to tip with yours, and she looks at you directly in your eyes. She has very big blue eyes. One of them has a scar over them, and they kind of pop from the silver scales on her face. And she says, a part of your body is no more good or evil than how you use it, Eloise Brightcrystal. If someone told you you're evil for possessing an arm, would you believe you're evil? She swishes her tail again and she says, "Your tail is just a part of your body. If they do not like it, perhaps it means something for them that they do not want to speak of. But you should not worry that something is evil unless you use it for evil."
But, like, what would you recommend to get it to stop trying to kill me?
She kind of chuckles. Train with your tail the way you would train with an arm or a leg. Use it. Strengthen it. Strengthen the muscles in your tail, and it will do as you wish.
It's plenty strong. Knocked me down so many times.
Perhaps you should be mindful of it. Pay attention to it. As I said, I've spent years learning how to use my tail. When I was a child, I would trip over it the same way I trip over my feet. She kind of looks back over there, and Liam, where are you sleeping right now?
Back in the corner that I was initially when I started talking to the monks the second time.
So over there, by the organ?
Yeah,
Okay.
just I'm where I'm supposed to be. Yeah.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because I was wanting to know whether or not she can see. And she can. Apollyon, where are you laying right now, by the way? I think either we lost him or he's on mute.
It's just real
You're
quiet.
Oh, yeah, you just...
Anywhere you want to lay.
The map's pretty open.
Try again.
There's a lot of space. It's really up to you. Up there is a platform that goes up about 3 feet to a ledge, and where a big statue of a man is standing. It's all in stone. Has very intricate designs along the tiling floor around it. You can tell this is very much a god, whatever these gods are. You've never really been one for religion, so you don't really know, unless you want to roll for it, but I don't just know that. Okay. You absolutely could do that, because no one's really down here to stop you. You go lay down, curl up at the feet of this god, and begin snoring a little bit. Nyasi, the reason I was asking about Liam is she looks over at him, Eloise. And she looks back at you and she says, "You fool of a companion knows the way of using his hands and feet. He learned just as we have learned. If you want to learn how to use your body, learn from those who know how to use it. If this were another time, and you came to me here without," and she kind of waves her arm around, meaning all of this, "I could spend years training you to do what I can do. Unfortunately," she waves her hand around again, "there's a lot. But if you do succeed in saving our town, perhaps I'll owe you nothing." Though I do warn you that the training of the Blue Heron takes years of study.
Just maybe some exercises to keep it from really screwing me up and sending me toppling off of tall things, or maybe ruining when we're trying to be all quiet and stealthy, because we've done that and it's like knocked off this pile of books at this place, and then everyone who was just like there and reading, all of a sudden they were all staring at me, and then I was all shy and embarrassed, and then it just made my tail whip even more, and it just kept knocking books over, and it just kept getting worse and worse, and I kept saying I'm sorry because some of the books were really old and it looked like I was like maybe damaging them, and it felt really bad.
Information overload once again. But the woman, like, you see those eyes twitching again, back and forth through all of that. Can you do a squat? And she, you know what a squat is. She bends down with her legs, pushes herself up again.
Do a squat.
Do the same thing, but with your tail. Curl it. Uncurl it. Purposely move it to the left. Purposely move it to the right. Up, down, repeat. Repeat the motions until they become second nature. Exactly. Wax on, wax off. And she kind of shows you what she means. She curls her tail upward as far as it can go. Like, you can see the muscles kind of bulge and extend. Back down again, to the side, to the side. Basically, she spends like most of your watch showing you how to do these things. And it's mostly repetition. I mean, anyone who's exercised and trained their muscles, you know what I'm talking about. It's just that constant redoing it over and over and over again until you're strong enough to do it without thinking. And then you try a little bit more. And that's basically what she's teaching. Do you have anything else you're wanting to ask her?
I think so.
She puts a hand on your shoulder and she says, "If the blood of the dragon is within you, cherish it, Eloise Brightcrystal. You have the blood of kings, the blood of gods. How you use that is up to you." She pats you a couple times and heads off to bed. Vale, did you want to...
Sweet dreams!
Did you want to do anything for your turn for the 2 hours you're on watch, Vale?
Yeah. So for the, I'm gonna try to roll for learning the Orcish language some more. I believe that was just an intelligence.
I did tell you that you've learned pretty much everything you can from that book.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I thought I could have. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Then I will just be vigilant until my before I go to sleep. Then I'm going to do something.
Okay. So you're taking the first 2 watches.
He's just proudly speaking Orcish to himself right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know
you can sit there and
language.
practice. You can practice as much as you want and work with it. I'm just saying, you've learned what you can from this book.
Yep. Okay.
Eloise eventually does go to bed. I can't remember who was taking the second watch with you, so we'll just say Vaukan does. Because why not? That watch goes by very quietly as well, with no real issues. Now, Apollyon.
Wait, real quick before I go to bed. I'm going to burn the last of my spells, one level 3 and one level 4 spell, to create some undead and reassert my control over the skeleton.
How many undead are you creating?
I'm going to be creating 4 undead.
Okay. And actually, I
4
think
zombies.
this is... Okay, perfect. This is a great place to take our break. So let's go ahead and do that. We will be back in about 10 minutes, folks. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're clear. Okay, we are back. When we last left off, the Faab Five had decided to take a long rest in the Temple of the Five, refresh themselves, and set out in the morning. Eloise had an interesting conversation with the Dragonborn monk Nyasi, and eventually her watch ended, Necthros Veil's watch was ending, and Apollyon. You've laid down for the night, but you're tossing and turning a bit in your bedroll. Your thoughts linger on the events of the last 24 hours. Your friends telling you there's something wrong with you when clearly you're fine. Their reticence and outright refusal to participate when you're showing off your skills for your fans. That big bald guy who's somehow connected to Eloise, he turned you into a sloth. None of them understand you, Apollyon. They were trying to stop you, and you just don't understand why. You feel the skin of your back rippling
Catching
slightly.
the Golden Boi vibes.
Go ahead.
They're not catching the Golden Boy's vibes.
They are not. At all. And it bothers you. You feel a tear forming up in your eye, and your back ripples slightly. You feel a section of your skin move up around you to wipe that tear. You can hear a voice whispering in your ear, comforting you in your sorrow. Your friends might not understand, but the voice does. There's power in that voice. The voice whispers to you about freedom. The freedom to go anywhere, to do anything. The freedom to break the chains of all those enslaved. You can feel the crown upon your head vibrating slightly as the voice asks you if you want the power to bring freedom to Loroupa. I cannot hear you if you're talking, bud.
Oh, you know I do.
You whisper that in your mind, and you feel a comforting blanket envelop you. And you feel safe and secure in the knowledge that you have the power to do whatever you need to do.
Oh yeah, baby. Apollyon the Savior.
Apollyon the Savior, indeed. Who is taking third watch? Blood, I believe.
Yes.
So, Veil, after raising your zombies and exerting your influence on what you can, you go over and you wake up Blood from a stone. Blood, it's your watch. Do you do anything during that time?
No. I think he's just going to kind of quietly reflect on what the fuck has been going on, and he's gonna keep an eye out for that other tabaxi because he doesn't trust him at all. Just make sure he doesn't sneak down and like fucking rob him in his sleep, because it's the only thing I've been thinking of since you showed me another freaking syndicate member. He's gonna rob me, so I gotta rob him before he does. So yeah, he's paying attention for him, really.
That's funny. So you did see the tabaxi go in this hallway over here. You did not see him go upstairs. You saw him go into this room over here. Now, if you were to walk over there and investigate, you would just find stairs leading down to a lower level.
And he's not going to follow him because that's just a trap. So he's going to post up over here when he goes back to sleep later so he can watch those fucking stairs. But I guess is this an altar or?
Yeah, that is a stone altar with a very large leather-bound book, very ornately carved, sitting on top of it, as well as a candelabra.
He might check out the book and just kind of like post up near here in the center of the room so he can kind of keep an eye on everything.
Okay. You pull the book over towards you and begin looking through it. Have you ever heard of a Gutenberg Bible?
Oh, yeah.
A Gutenberg Bible, for those who don't know, is just a very ornately drawn, ancient Bible. The pictures in it are exceptionally beautiful.
Illuminated manuscript.
Indeed. That's basically what you're holding in your hands for the Church of the Five. You kind of glance through it, lots and lots of very beautiful pictures. What languages do you speak?
Well, I mean, if we want to call it Tabaxi language, there's that. Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, Giant, and Orc.
Okay. The pictures and all the pages are very beautifully drawn. The ink seems silver in places, as though they actually took liquid metal and mixed it in with ink. It's so shiny. The lettering themselves are in runes that you do not recognize. They're in a language you do not speak, but it is gorgeous to look through it. The pages are ornate, pictures on everything. You see a picture of an old man, a beautiful matronly-looking woman, a scholarly-looking type in a robe, holding a book of magic, a very sinister-looking younger woman, holding a long, curved, wicked blade, and a picture of a being wrapped just in a cloak. Has no face, no form, no feature, just inside stars. And all of these individuals seem to be interacting. You see pictures of celestial beings, of demonic beings in some type of fight for balance. It's hard to make everything out because you're not really you're not proficient in religion, I assume, being a rogue. So a lot of this doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you. But the picture is very beautiful, and it is ornate. And you, being a syndicate member, you could probably guess it's worth at least something.
What I was about to ask. But
I know.
I'm not bold enough to be like, I wonder if I can get this in my haversack.
I mean, it would fit, and
yeah, but he'd be the first one they'd look at. Come on, let's face it. He's not going to do that. He's in a holy place. We're in enough trouble as it is. He's not going to go the extra mile. Although he can hear fucking Veil in the back of his head. Just fucking take it. Who cares? It's like, come on, rogue. But no, he's not going to steal it.
Yeah, that sounds actually pretty accurate. Your watch goes by uninterrupted. As I mentioned before, all the windows are shuttered and barred. The door itself is closed and locked with a large beam. So not a lot to see. You could glance out the windows every so often because there is little peepholes and things like that. You do see... What's that?
I was going to say, does he see any of them floating around out there?
Make a perception check.
13.
Yeah, not really seeing a whole lot. I mean, you can look out the window a little bit through that peephole, and you have dark vision up to 60 feet. But the lawn itself is over 120 feet, and after a certain point, you just don't see anything but blackness. There are no beings in your vision, but you also know you're in the middle of the property, so chances are, unless the wraiths start pushing through, you're
Oh,
not.
yeah, that's right. You said it's about 120 feet to the fence line, so.
It is.
All right.
Okay. And your watch goes by. Apart from that, very, very quiet. I believe Liam and Apollyon were going to take last watch.
He'll go
Yep,
over and,
that's right.
well, he'll go over and tap Liam, and he'll wake him up. He goes, all right, it's your turn to watch. I'm going to leave it up to you if you want to get him up or not. Remember, he fell asleep, and we were left unguarded. So, as I say, it's your decision.
Part of our team, isn't he? I think he'd be more upset if I didn't wake him.
Perhaps. I mean, he's a little different now, but it's like I said, I'm going to leave it your choice. And then he's going to.
Yeah, I currently have the benefits of a full rest. I'll wake Apollyon up.
He's going to prop himself in the corner to watch where he knows the shadows went.
Are you actually going to stay up and watch, or are you?
No, he's going to go to sleep in that corner. But you know what? Fuck, what he might end up doing. Well, I guess they're sleeping in here with me. God damn it. He's going to set up his fucking bell system, but. Yeah,
I
he's going
love
to go
how
over here and curl
paranoid
up next to the
I make
skeleton.
these guys.
You can't imagine that guy's going to want to fuck with the skeleton to get too close to him. Plus, the skeleton's going to stay awake, and I have a feeling he doesn't like him as much as he does Liam, but I have a feeling the skeleton's going to do something if somebody gets close enough.
Yeah, the skeleton's just kind of been
Veil.
standing there. Go ahead, Liam.
Bill, does the skeleton stay there, or does the skeleton follow me? I don't know what it would do at nighttime. We haven't done that much nighttime stuff.
He might not be back from that emergency.
Not there. All right,
Yeah,
then
that's
the
fine.
skeleton chills there for just purposes right now. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just kind of leaning up against the wall, hanging out, having no orders being given to it. Those soldiers, while everyone else was interacting and there was a lot of chaos going on, the soldiers spent most of their time keeping an eye on the skeleton and watching the group. So the skeleton was just standing there, dull, vacant. You can go over and lay down next to it, blood, if you want to, and it just kind of gives you one of those sounds.
Like, what's up, buddy? Although it's a goblin skeleton, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so he's
it's
like,
short.
if blood's sitting up, leaning against the wall, this thing's probably almost a little taller than him, maybe just as tall. So he's just like, what's up, dude? And he just kind of crouches back and.
Yeah, pretty much. Just that broken ass goblin standing. It's for anyone else, it would be absolutely creepy. For you, you're just whatever. So Liam.
Well, I go up to Apollyon, and because the last time that he did his thing, I retched and vomited, I'm just lightly nudging him with my quarterstaff from about 5 feet away.
One of my tentacles will grab the quarterstaff, and all the different like eyes and mouths will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right. That's about.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I'm up.
And as you
Right,
get up, as he gets up, it's this just odd, shambling mound of flesh wiggling around. A face that still looks like Apollyon, but the skin is gone from that bright red to more of a green color. And there are all those
I
eyes.
always choose the wrong rest cycle, like every damn time. All right. Apollyon, you good? Yes?
Oh yeah, never felt better. The Golden Boy is here. Let's make sure to keep these people safe.
I'm gonna try and trigger something in him because I know he thoroughly enjoyed it when he was cursing in Dwarven when he first got his belt. So I'm gonna start throwing out some Dwarven curses to him to try and get a laugh out of him. See if maybe it's horrible, maybe it's good. I don't know. I just want to try and get a piece of Apollyon.
Okay, go ahead and give me a performance check, Liam.
Can you roll me a performance, please?
Sure can. Da-da-da-da-da. Ooh, 21.
Wow. So yeah.
Roll something against that.
Well, I'm honestly going to leave it up to you. He's trying to be funny. He's trying to just say dwarven insults, curse words and such, and he made a very good performance of it. Just that cackling gleefulness in his voice as he says these horrible, horrible slurs. How do you interpret that, Apollyon?
Oh yeah, that's a real knee slapper. And I fire back at him in Dwarvish. They're like, I'd do that, but to your mother twice.
And as he's saying this, just that wide mouth opens up and is wiggling, and you hear his words, but as he's saying this, you also hear another voice. This.
I really wish you could see what the rest of us see. You understand? We're not lying to you, right? That crown is lying to you.
Apollyon, that crown isn't lying to you. That crown is giving you power, giving you the strength to find your freedom and to grant freedom to others. Why does Liam keep saying this stuff to you?
Sounds like you're just a bit jealous, friend. I'm as good as I've ever been.
Everyone that meets you is jealous of you. You don't need that crown to make everyone jealous. You're the Golden Boy.
Oh, that's right, but I lost my belt. That's why we have to make it to the Margarden Federation so I can win it back and be the champion again.
What would you do if you didn't win it back?
He looks what are you saying?
Well, I've been
Apollyon
in
never
a lot
loses
of fights
fight.
in my day. I understand that. You and me, we're both fighters. The rest of them, they don't understand us. We get in there. We're always in the scruff of it. But, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. Your loss didn't mean you're not a good fighter. You're one of the best I've ever seen. It just meant he cheated. You can't deal with a cheater like that. You have to raise to his level and cheat right back.
Oh, cheating. That's truly unacceptable.
That's right, Apollyon. You don't need to cheat. You have the strength to take on any opponent. You have the power to charm anyone into believing the might of the Golden Boy.
That's right.
Liam is the worst one to be having this talk.
I'm stronger now than I was when I faced Grovy Bear the first time. I'm confident I could take him out. And I think you're confident in me too. I'll cast Charm Person on Liam.
Awesome.
Is
Liam,
that a charisma save?
I need a wisdom saving throw, I believe.
And I
It's a
got it.
wisdom
One
save.
second, I'll pop it.
Beautiful. I'm good at
Yeah.
wisdom.
Let me double check. I think.
You still need me to roll it for you?
Some save.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep, I was right. Wisdom save, and I believe that's a 15.
Oh, it's a 14.
Liam.
All right. Well, you've got 6 seconds of me being charmed before I do something about it. So, what are you gonna do in those 6 seconds, good buddy?
Uh,
I don't think you could be charmed.
strongest I have ever been, and
No,
no
he
one can
can.
stand against me.
So
Take my
Liam,
and I end
Hold on.
this charm.
well, hold
What
on.
stillness of mind do?
I know. Just give me
Let
a
him.
second. God, let me alliterate a little. In those 6 seconds, Liam, you feel something take over your mind. You feel as though something wet and slimy wraps around your brain, curling around it, squeezing ever so slightly.
Gross.
Yeah, Apollyon's right. He's the golden boy. He is the people's champion. You see that massive, what's the word I'm looking for? Statuesque vision that is Apollyon. In those 6 seconds, the aberration is not there. Apollyon is there, the golden boy. His mouth grinning, his muscles gleaming, flexing in front of you, and you see in those 6 seconds the people's champion, exactly what Apollyon means when everything he's saying. He's perfect, just the way he is. And then your own mental fortitude kicks in, and you push back. And as you're pushing, you feel the tightening around your brain, and it's squeezing you. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw at advantage, please.
All right.
So,
Blood, please.
toggle advantage.
Yeah.
So, Liam, that was a nat 20 for a 24.
Beautiful.
And you did have to roll high to get this, but a 20 did make it. And you push hard, focusing on the ki that flows through your body, the training that you've endured, the perfection of the mind that is the way of the drunken master. And the charm is released. And you just look up at Apollyon once again, that mutated, aberrant form, that twisted, grotesque image that replaces the one you saw. But you can remember this. You remember exactly what you saw in those 6 seconds, Liam. So what do you do?
Paulie, you stay the fuck away from me, why don't you? I'm just gonna walk away from him.
Okay. Apollyon.
Wonder what that was about.
Yeah, it was confusing. Because you know that spell took hold. You know it if it worked. And yet he still walked away, and it bothers you. And you just sit down on the bench in front of the organ. The muscles in your back flexing and occasionally hitting a key every so often as you lean there. And you just sit there and contemplate it. And think about how wrong your friends are. But eventually, the last 2 hours of the night passes. You can see a little bit of light coming in from outside through those small slats that peepholes in the windows. And a new day has dawned. You all have your long rest. So, what do you want to do?
I think first thing I do once Blood gets up is I'm going to give him a report of exactly what Apollyon tried on me last night. He's the only one that seems to be able to talk to him. I'm going to tell him I'm going to keep my distance from that guy right now. That's how I'm going to phrase it to him.
Did he, what happened? He tried the thing on you too, didn't he? I nearly shot him.
Yeah. Only difference is it landed.
Ooh.
I felt it. It wasn't Polly. It was the squid thing. That Lamia, that thing, I was able to push it back almost without too much effort. This is something all different. It took every bit of concentration I had.
Well, we did find that crown.
I fear what would happen if you were to do it to someone else. I've had training.
And we found that crown in the Dreamer's little private sanctum. I'd hate to see exactly.
Still fucking with us.
I'd hate to see exactly what that thing is capable of. Yes.
Diosis, you redeemed advantage for 1,000. Who are you giving advantage to?
Dio.
I think
Hi, Dio.
You guys go ahead.
Yeah. We'll just give it to
Eloise.
her.
Okay, Eloise, you currently have advantage on your next roll.
Didn't even have to say anything. I think, I know you are in a current state right now, but I think we need to be able to kind of trick Apollyon and let Vaukan do that spell on him first. Because I don't think it...
You've seen Liam 10 to wounded while you guys were fighting around him. You've seen him with a calm face and shattered ribs as a monk pummeled him in the center of his chest. And you see his face right now, and it is distraught and angry. He does not show emotion very often.
We've got enough for two. What I'm saying is we need to do it to him first before he keeps trying that shit with other people. You will still get...
You don't have to tell me twice, but he's not going to let us do it to him.
Well, I was thinking...
You understand that, right?
Have you ever played...
He's someone else. He's not listening to us.
Have you ever played Follow the Lady? You know what I'm talking about? The card game, Follow the Lady. You switch around three cards, you got to find the right one. Well, I guarantee you, I could ensorcel his ass with my... He's just kind of like, just pop fucking two cards out of his sleeves. He goes, I think I could get him while Vaukan does his little spell. We just got to distract him because I don't know anything about the spell, but I can't imagine it's a spell where he could deny its effects. Or we could just beat the shit out of him.
We'll see what we have to do.
Are you guys
But Apollyon in this stage.
No, we're talking.
Keeping pretty hushed tones. Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. For those of you who couldn't hear, because there's a lot of talking going on, Apollyon just inquired whether or not he had heard Blood from a Stone and Liam talking about this. Liam and Blood, I need the both of you to roll stealth checks to see, and I need Apollyon to roll a perception check to see whether or not
Blood, you got me.
Who knows what.
That's 24 for me. Let me pull up his. There it is. Oops, shouldn't be an advantage, but his is only 10. Goddamn, he's probably gonna hear you, but he didn't hear me.
I rolled a 19.
Okay, so yeah, Apollyon, you notice that Blood and Liam are in one corner, probably over, or like right about here.
I'm probably pointing right at him as I'm talking. Sure.
Yeah, you definitely are. He's pointing right at you, and Apollyon, you definitely heard your name.
I know my name. I know which one that is.
So yes, you
come
did
over
hear.
and go, hey, what are you guys talking about?
Let's talk about trying to get your belt back, buddy. He said
I'm
we
just
got to
gonna
use
walk away.
trickery. So we're going to have to use trickery and thievery and cheating. Those things are right up my alley. We'll get
I
it
don't know
back. Don't
about
you
that,
worry.
Mr. Blood. That might come naturally to you, but I plan on winning fair and square with my newfound power.
Well, how about I just shoot him from afar as you're being all noble-like, and then it is as if you did everything yourself. I'm pretty good at that. I mean, if you remember the bird, if you remember the rabbit.
Powerful enough to take on Grovy Bear?
Well, I think we're gonna probably have to do. Well, I'm not saying, but I mean, you see, as you're getting more powerful, he's getting more powerful. I mean, those things are gonna scale together.
Apollyon, I'm also going to say that with your 19, when you walk over and you're talking to Blood and Liam, you did notice that Vaukan went upstairs.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Is Blood still holding the playing cards?
Well, I mean, he can have them. I mean, yeah, shit. Fuck, why not?
Like, ooh, what are those?
I guess. I mean, what are? I mean, I guess it could just be a regular deck of cards. I mean, I've got. Well, it's not my thing anymore. I thought I used to. Because fucking rogues get. Well, I have a dice set.
You have a
I
dice
guess is
set.
what I've got.
Okay.
Well, then we could shoot some dice, shoot some craps. But I'm sure he'd have a deck of cards. I mean, come on, he's a thief. All thieves just have them. They play with them.
Sure, I'll allow it. Why not?
He's. I guarantee, if I'm ADHD as fuck, he is probably ADHD as fuck as well.
Yeah, no, I'll allow it. Absolutely. You have a deck of cards that you can pull out. What are you trying to do here, Blood?
Well, I mean, if Vaukan went upstairs, it's kind of not ideal. Sure, Eloise, you wanna see a couple of card tricks, play a couple games while we wait for everybody to get ready?
You can play games with those?
Well, yeah, they're playing cards. He's just gonna look at you, almost kind of like,
You
are very sheltered.
Game. Deal them out, Blood.
The dice she would have recognized. Cards, not so much.
Well, he could have the dice set too, and just be like, he goes, "I got everything. I got you covered."
I'm gonna follow Vaukan up the stairs.
Well, he goes, "How about we play Follow the Lady?" And hopefully, fucking
what it
Liam
looks
hears
like.
that. I guess you only.
How do you
Walking
play
Walking
that?
away. I'm not joining in this. This is your game.
Well, that's why I said. That's why he's gonna see. Would you hear him say "follow"? Because you were just talking about this plan. Should I have him roll?
Even if I heard it,
You're
I
not
need
gonna
to talk to
remember?
Vaukan before
Okay.
there's any point in doing this. So
Well, he's gonna.
you entertain.
He'll entertain while you go upstairs. But
Okay, so Liam, you're going upstairs while Blood is playing cards here with Eloise and Apollyon. That's what I'm getting, right? That's what I was hearing you were saying?
yes,
That's what I'm saying. I'm following Vaukan. I want to talk to him when I get a second.
Okay. Well, if you followed him pretty quickly, you would see him go upstairs to the second floor, which I'll even move you to. So while he's doing that and heading upstairs, Blood, what is it you're trying to do with your cards?
He's just gonna sit there and do, it's 3-card Monty, follow lady, whatever you want to call it, and he's gonna sit there and pull out the 3 cards. One of them's gonna be, I guess, in whatever version of this world, will be the queen.
Yeah, there's a queen.
And then and he'll have I guess 2 jacks or something like that as the other cards. And he goes, you want to follow the lady? He goes, keep your eye on the lady. Do you see the lady? He goes, you're gonna follow this lady. And he's gonna put all 3 cards down, and then he's just gonna start shuffling. Start moving him around as you typically would see somebody, a street performer on the street, just follow the lady. The whole time he's using his fucking handy skills to make sure they don't know where the lady is. So I guess if
Okay.
you want, I can
Yeah.
do a sleight of hand, and they have to
Yeah,
try to
absolutely.
figure
Roll
out
a
which
sleight
one
of
it
hand.
is.
What are you doing, Vale, while this is all going on?
There's no way to beat that.
Yeah, that's insane.
Crit.
Dale is just kind of organizing. Hold on a second.
Call the zombie over. Be like, you
What
want to
is that with a crit? That's a 35 for you?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah. Everyone feels the entire planet just surge with a gravitational force. As the entire planet just gets about 10 times as heavy as it used to be, and all skill checks from here on out have a plus 15 to them. Just because Blood from a Stone rolled a goddamn 35. That is ridiculous. Like, why did I let you make these characters? I don't even remember anymore. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
why you gave him those gloves?
Yeah,
That's
I did.
You.
I know. Hey, I love it. I think it's great. That right there really makes all players happy when they see that. A natural 20 for a 35. It's impossible to beat that, even in
There's no
D&D
way.
standards. And yes, what happened is Blood from a Stone with those cards is just whipping them about like a master card shark, just flipping them around. It's impossible for any of you. None of you are going to roll. There's no point. You're all of you just got dizzy and cross-eyed watching Blood from a Stone flick these cards about. Father Estru, Jortha, and Yasi had all made it downstairs at this time, and they just stop at the stairs in awe of this amazing, crazy sight of Blood from a Stone just flicking about these goddamn cards. That's the way I have to describe this. And while that's happening, Liam, you do see Vaukan go up the stairs to the second floor, walk into, a room to your west, and he seems to be talking with the woman who you recognize to be the jeweler. The two of them are talking, and she hands him a small bag. What are you doing?
I suppose I see the ingredients, I see Vaukan, and I just start thinking cure. Polly's getting worse by the day. The quicker we can do this thing, the better. How long does a ritual like this take? Do we have to hold him down? What's required here?
Vaukan turns around and looks at you, and he kind of thinks for a second. Well, lad, it's not as difficult as you're making it out to. I take this here dust and rub it about you. You have to use a certain amount and coat your body. From there, I just cast the spell, and as long as nothing goes too awry, such as this being, the curse from supernatural being, something much more powerful than me, should be fine, and I should be able to cure it, no problem.
Well,
So-
it's just like a quick flick of the wrist, snap, and you're done.
I mean, not going to take too long. I can do it janky if I have to. Why do you ask?
Blood's trying to distract Polly at the very moment. I'm pretty sure he broke the earth in doing so, but
Get close.
Yeah. We're trying to keep him distracted. So the faster we can do this for him, I can take second burner. If you need to try it the second time, I'll just live with the injuries forever. It's fine. We need to take care of Polly now.
I mean, if you think so, lad. God, why am I going Irish all of a sudden?
It's infectious talking to Liam.
accent,
It really
that's
is,
why.
yeah. Yeah. I suppose if you think I should, then I don't mind going down and do Apollyon first, boy. I suppose if he's staying distracted, but if you think he's not going to let me, might be easier to just hold him down so I can get him good with this here diamond dust. You know, I don't have a hell of a lot of it. I got enough to cover the both of you, but I don't know if I have enough to do multiple applications. You get my meaning?
I understand. Polly's the priority.
As you wish, boy. Liam, he kind of gives you a bit more of a hard smack on the back than you probably wanted, but not gonna lie.
I'll take it.
As he's walking by, he says, I don't really care what you call yourself. Hey, your business. She might. He walks away and heads down the stairs.
Yeah, I'll follow him.
Blood feels that downstairs. Oh.
By this time, the two monks and the priest has walked around and is watching as well as you're flicking through the cards. How did this weird flourish end, Blood?
He, keeps swimming around, follow lady, and he's gonna stop. He's like, all right, now I want you each to pick which one do you think's the lady, and he'll give them option. I would assume they pick the two that obviously aren't the lady, and he'll turn over Apollyon and be like, oh, sorry, buddy, that's a jack. Turn over the other one. Oh, Miss Eloise, I apologize. You missed on this one too. And he's gonna flip over that card in the middle. He's like, it's all about misdirection. You're busy, too busy watching where my hands are going, and you're not watching where that card is going. And in fact, Apollyon, I think that's how we're gonna take down Groverjaw. Is I know you are very confident in your abilities, my friend. But I think we're gonna need a little misdirection on that night. Because he's gonna have friends there too.
As you say that, Eloise is gonna sit down. Please. Your hands were so fast.
Well, we can do it again. This is first time.
I don't want to play again.
So, Liam, you go down with Vaukan, and he stops at the bottom of the stairs, and he glances over, and he does see Apollyon and the group, and he nods over to them. So what's...
Blood, roll me a stealth to get behind Apollyon.
Yeah, I gotta fucking turn off the advantage for you. But it's an 11. God, it's 11 out of 25. Ugh.
Well, man. So I'm not very sneaky, but I'm behind Apollyon, and he clearly knows it.
No, he rolled a 2.
I don't know about that.
A passive perception would have seen me. Like, there's really no point.
It's up to our...
Passive perception's only 10.
So, what happened was...
Wait.
Our
If
little lady.
Liam makes it to behind Apollyon and I'm able to notice him, I'm going to quickly cast Reduce on Apollyon.
Blood's still doing follow lady, follow lady.
So, so hold on 1 second, everybody. So, Liam rolled a 11 for his stealth. Apollyon rolled a 2 per perception. He is much more focused on the cards than anything else. As he's sneaking around, Vaukan trips with his nat 1 and smashes into Liam. Both of them knocking forward, landing on the ground. Right about here in a huge crash. The moment that happens, Apollyon, you do see that. Eloise, you said you're casting Reduce on him.
I'm gonna cast Reduce on him.
Okay, go ahead and pop that up into chat.
And Aesthetic was asking if Liam can have her inspiration.
1 second. So, for the Reduce,
The target size is halved in all dimensions, and its weight is reduced to 1/8 of normal. This reduction decreases its size by 1 category from medium to small, for example. Until the spell ends, the target also has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Yes.
And reading the rest of this is pointless because he saved.
So yes, Apollyon rolled a 15.
Spell has no effect.
Yeah.
Yes. So you hear a crash. You look behind you, and you see Liam and Vaukan lying on top of each other in a big splat. As you do that, you feel a spell being cast on you, Apollyon. And you fight back. You are angry. You are tired of this, Apollyon. This has gone on too far. Your friends, they're not your friends. Why would they be when they're casting spells on you and attacking you and making you feel as though you're less than them?
I stand up to my full height and I say, "Why do you doubt me? I will show you the power of the Apollyon."
As he's saying this and he rises up, you see around his feet the ripples of his flesh beginning to move and warp around. Begin to move and warp the floor around him. Tentacles begin to stretch outward from his back, rising upward. Think Doc Octopus in this moment. You see his horns, the glowing tips of those sapphire jewels begin to crackle with electricity. Water begins pouring out from his pores, down around him, swirling in a gigantic tsunami, swirling all around him as he rises upward, as high as he can. You see now, in front of you, a swirling mass of water, held upward aloft, Apollyon. That skin, greener even more now, as the water swirls about him, giving him the sickly, strange coloration. And he looks like this right now. 1 second.
Yeah, I see you've changed his fucking profile picture.
It changed?
Go
1
look
second.
at Twitch.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, he looks like that right now.
And you actually went with the AquaMinotaur.
Oh my god, yes.
So, the temple around you begins filling with water. 1 second. Because I'm doing a lot of stuff. The temple around you begins
If we
filling
survive this,
with
no more
water.
putting on crowns without checking them.
Apollyon.
I regret nothing.
One second here. You should be able to access your new character sheet.
Okie dokie.
As Apollyon is no more. Instead,
I
what
am
you see before you.
AquaMinotaur.
He says this as the water swirls up around him, and he just howls this down at you all. I am AquaMinotaur! And I need everybody to roll for initiative.
Vale digs his new look.
Water is
I mean,
pouring
we got
out of
4
him
minutes.
as you're
Don't
all
forget to
swirling
click your
upward.
character.
Actually, yeah,
We
you
got
know what?
4 minutes.
We got 4 minutes left, so I was going to roll for initiative and then just say, oh, nope, end of game. But you know what? We'll roll initiative next session because that's a little bit better. However,
Okay.
as the water
character,
begins to
Jesus.
rise and swells all about, filling up this room, it gets to be about 6 feet high, and you're all forced to tread water. You see before you your friend Apollyon, the tentacles swirling around him, the odd, distorted face of that friend of yours, and he is no longer the smiling people's champion. He looks angry. And that is where we're going to end this evening's session. So, thank you everybody for watching this evening. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate everybody's support. If you enjoyed tonight's session and want to keep tuning in, please feel free to follow and subscribe to us. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Easiest way to keep up with what we're doing. And please, please, come hang out with us again next week. We love having you. So on behalf of the Faab Five,
AquaMinotaur.
yeah, on behalf of the Faab Five and the AquaMinotaur, I want to thank you all for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
Holy shit.